I never thought my life would take this kind of turn. My marriage had always felt stable, safe, predictable. But sometimes, even a safe life harbors dangerous desires, just beneath the surface. It all started innocently enough. My husband, James, was a social man. He loved having his friends over for dinners, watching the game, or just having a few drinks on weekends. I'd always played the role of the perfect hostess, pouring drinks, serving snacks, and making polite conversation. But lately, something had shifted inside me. I'd begun to notice them, his friends. Each of them was different, with their own charm, their own energy. And I couldn't deny the thrill that surged through me when they came over. This particular Friday night was no different. James had invited his usual crew. Matt, with his confident smile and flirtatious eyes. Tony, a quieter type, whose gaze lingered a bit too long when he thought I wasn't looking. And Chris, whose loud laughter and muscular build made his presence impossible to ignore. I stood in the kitchen, pouring drinks, as I heard their voices grow louder in the living room. The low rumble of male laughter sent a shiver up my spine. I glanced at myself in the reflection of the kitchen window. My dress was fitted, hugging my curves in all the right places. My hair cascaded in soft waves, and the lipstick I chose was just a shade bolder than usual. I wasn't just dressing up for James anymore. I was dressing up for them. Taking deep breath, I carried the tray of drinks into the living room. As soon as I entered, all eyes turned to me. For a brief moment, the chatter died down. "Wow, Emma," Matt said, his voice low and appreciative. "You really know how to make a guy feel welcome." I smiled, a flush of heat spreading across my cheeks. "Well, someone's got to keep you all entertained," I teased, handing out the drinks. Tony's fingers brushed mine as he took his glass, his touch lingering, just a second too long. Our eyes met, and something unspoken passed between us. I felt my breath catch. Was it just my imagination? Or did he feel it too? As the night wore on, the drinks flowed, and the conversation loosened. James was engrossed in a heated debate with Chris about sports, while Matt and Tony had shifted their focus to me. We sat close together on the couch, their bodies angled toward mine. The air was thick with unspoken tension. "So, Emma," Matt drawled, his eyes flickering over me, "how do you put up with all of us invading your house every weekend?" I laughed softly, feeling the warmth of the wine in my veins. "Oh, I've gotten used to it. Besides, sometimes I like the company." Matt's eyebrow arched. "Sometimes?" I met his gaze, letting my eyes smolder. "Just a little. Depends on the company." Tony's jaw tightened slightly, his eyes darkening. "And tonight?" he asked quietly. I looked between them, feeling my pulse quicken. My heart pounded, a wild rhythm that matched the swirling thoughts in my head. Was I really flirting this openly? Was this just a game? Or was it something more? "Tonight, the company's perfect," I whispered. For a moment, none of us spoke. The sounds of James and Chris's voices seemed to fade away. All I could hear was my own breathing. And theirs. The moment broke when James called out, "Hey, Emma, could you grab some more snacks?" I blinked, the spell shattering. "Sure," I called back, my voice steady. I stood up, smoothing my dress. As I walked to the kitchen, I felt their eyes on me, a heat that burned into my back. I set the tray on the counter and gripped the edge, trying to catch my breath. I should stop. This was dangerous. These were my husband's friends. But the thrill of it was intoxicating. A sound behind me made me turn. Tony stood in the doorway, his eyes locked on mine. "Need any help?" he asked, his voice low. I swallowed hard. "I've got it. Thanks." He didn't move. Instead, he stepped closer, his gaze never wavering. My heart slammed against my ribs. "Emma," he murmured, his voice just above a whisper. "What are we doing?" I shook my head, my throat dry. "I don't know." He was inches from me now, his breath warm on my cheek. "Do you want me to stop?" My hands trembled as I reached up, my fingers brushing his chest. "No," I breathed. His lips were on mine before I could think. The kiss was slow, deliberate, as if he were memorizing the taste of me. I melted against him, the heat that had been building all night, finally spilling over. But then, "Emma, where'd you go?" James's voice called from the living room. We sprang apart, our breathing ragged. Tony's eyes were wild, his hands clenched into fists. I'll grab the snacks," I stammered. He nodded, stepping back. "Yeah, I'll go back in." I watched him leave, my mind a storm of confusion and desire. The rest of the night was a blur. I laughed, I smiled, but my mind was elsewhere. My body still hummed from Tony's touch. And I knew this wasn't over. As the guests left and James headed upstairs, I lingered in the doorway, watching Tony walk to his car. He paused, turning to look at me. One last time. Our eyes met, and I knew we were on the edge of something dangerous, something that couldn't be undone. But God help me, I wanted to fall.